Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday afternoon, September 30th. We are looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and SPY. So we're going to be recapping all three of these charts indices. Very, very horrendous finish for the bulls again for the third quarter. Wednesday night, we were talking about possibly getting this quarter to close to unchanged or maybe even up. Instead, we closed $20 lower than where we closed in June. That's number one. Number two, we closed right now at 357 and change. Last year's settlement was 364.82. So with 3 quarters in the book, we have an outside year down. We took out the previous year's high in January, and right now, with 3 months to go, we're below last month's low. That would be really something if we end up with something like that. So, again, you couldn't have asked for a worse finish if you were a bull. Tremendous volume today. Well, not tremendous, but a lot. We haven't seen this kind of volume in a while. We had 133 million with the after hours. Now, again, it's the end of the quarter, so I can understand that. Good volume on the week. All 3 time frames are now down. I said enough with stretching this monthly balance. We're down on the monthly, weekly, and daily in the S&P. We'll go over all of them when we do the charts. But from a month and a half ago, remember, the middle of August, all 3 time frames were up for the first time all year. And here we are, 6, 7, 8 weeks, whatever it was. It's a month and a half ago. We're down again on all 3. It's very disappointing. Now, keep in mind, the market's done nothing but go up. If you look from 2009, the market hasn't been down. We had 1 year that was even. We had 1 year we were down like a small percentage. So are we due to have a year that gets hit pretty good? Of course we are. But people still, people are still going to cry about it, right? But it's inevitable you're going to get that. Well, right now the S&P is down just under 25% on the year. The Russell's down over 25%. Transport's at almost 27%. Nasdaq's 32%. And the Dow's down just under 21%. So again, at some point you can't be surprised we get a year like this. Now we still have a quarter to go. We'll see how we end up. But not a good finish for the third quarter. Now, I had the storm today. I traded, but traded very small and quick because I never lost power. Flickered a couple of times. So the worst of the storm is behind us, so that's good. And I traded basically, believe it or not, from the long side. Because until that real big flush in M, the market kept teasing us. I did take a short in A period against value high from yesterday and did okay on that. But then when the market was attempting to go up in C, D, and E, I was long on the ebb and flow trades that I talk about. They attempted to go trend up. Now, we never held it, but it worked. And then once E took out D's low, well, that game was over and we reassessed. Then I didn't do anything till H when it looks like it would possibly hold F's low and value low at the time. And at the time, F might have been an afternoon pullback. But that worked as I took a long there. And then in L, when we opened up L period and we had singles in K, I was ready to take a short. But when L ripped up as hard as it did, I actually took a nice 5 long E-mini to fill the single prints. And that was it. Again, I rarely trade M, especially last day of the quarter. I didn't know if they were going to do what they did, which was finally break the balance low and get going to the downside. By the way, they did almost 30 million in M. Or were they going to rip apart some shorts? So I stayed out of it, finished up the day and the week on a good note. As far as destinations, in SPY, on the upside, we have 358.85. That's the price probe, L's low. Then the afternoon rally high, G's high, 363.39. And today's high, 365.91. For the downside, today's low is now a monthly low, 357.04. Then we have 356.66, 10 wide from November 23rd of 2020. The rest of these destinations are all from 2020. So over 2 years of longs are underwater. 356.22 afternoon pullback low from the 23rd of November. And then we have 2 weekly lows, one of 354.87, the other at 354.15. For the ES upside, 1350 is the price probe, 59 is the afternoon rally high, 84.50 is the daily high. For the downside, 96.50 monthly low, 92.25 weekly low, 48.75 weekly low. Now N period already made a new low. So we already have new lows on the year in the after hours. But I won't give them to you now until we'll see where we are Monday morning to see if we're lower, depending on where the overnights are. Now, here's the Qs. Same thing. All very ugly finishes. Okay? Russell, same. Russell took out yesterday's high, but it was still balanced. Never took out yesterday's low. And one other thing, ES was 8 wide at one time. Now I have these in bigger increments. SPY was only 7. You know, the way the market kept testing the balance low but couldn't get through, I thought maybe the last day of the quarter they'd run some shorts and get 9 wide. So, again, they finally got going to the downside. Now let's go to all these charts and recap. What the heck is going on here? Let's start with the little engine that could or couldn't, the Russell. So, the Russell on the monthly is still in balance. 162.78 is June's low. They never took it out. So the monthly is balanced. That's the good news. The bad news is that line in the sand for me, which is 173.39, we're still below it by about $8. Okay? So if we hold this balance low, we should get back above that at some point. If we don't hold the balance low, well, then again, things could get pretty dicey in the Russell, as the next big level would be the 153.67 level. So the monthly is balanced. Weekly is down. Okay, came out of a 3-week balance, down for the last 2 weeks. And the daily is balanced. Look at that. So the Russell actually acted better because we're down in all 3 of ours in SPY and ES. So they are in a 6-day balance. They filled their gap from, what day was that? The 23rd. They're strictly in a 6-day balance. So Russell is acting better right now than the S&P. The monthly is balanced. The weekly is down. The daily is balanced. Now let's go to triple Qs. And again, I really appreciate the likes and subscribing. It takes 2 seconds to like these videos. If you spend each day watching the morning and afternoon, just hit the like button for me. Tell your family and friends to sign up. I really appreciate it. Now, here's the Qs. June's low is 269.28. We got down to 267.10 today. Again, this is an art, not a science. If you say the monthly's down, you're not wrong. If you say the monthly's still in balance, you're not wrong. It's all how you want to perceive it, how you take it. Again, so if I was trading the NQ, I might call it balance to down. Okay? But again, if we take out today's low early in October, though, I would be firmly down on the monthly. So right now, maybe you call it balance to down in Qs. Weekly is down. There's no disputing that. The weekly is firmly down. And the daily is also down. Came out of a 4-day balance yesterday, down, and continues down today. So the triple Qs, the monthly is balanced to down. The weekly is down. The daily is down. Now SPY and ES. Until that real flush in M, I was going to call the monthly balance. But again, finally, June's low is 362.17. With over $5 below it. Now, I know on a percentage basis, ES was $2 and they're a $300 stock. We're $5. We're a $360 stock. Whatever. I'm still going to call it down. I'm going to call the monthly down for me in the SPY and the ES. Now buyers have to, and I can tell you one thing, if October takes out September's low, it's firmly down. Again, you want to call it balance to down? I have no problem with that. But to me now, buyers are going to really have to prove themselves. So for me right now, I'm going to call the monthly down. If we come back, if we don't take out this low and come back into September's range by a lot without taking it out, maybe we reassess as the month goes on. But for now, it's at least balanced to down. I'm calling it down. Weekly, firmly down. How does that change? Well, you got to take out last week's high, this week's high. If we don't take out 372.30, nothing changes, right? So right now, the weekly is firmly down. And the daily came out of balance to down today, right? We stretched the balance to the upside on Wednesday. to the upside. We stretched it to the downside yesterday, today, down. And new lower lows. So, nice volume on the tape already. We have 142 million on the tape with still 4 hours of after hours. So it's going to be one of our better volumes. Of course, it's the end of the quarter. I get it. But that's still pretty impressive. The last last quarter, let me see. Let's see June 30th, what we did. How much volume and stuff. If I can get to it. There you go. June 30th, we did only 112 million at the end of the quarter. And that was also on a day where the market had gone from balance to down on the daily. So we're definitely doing more volume this time as we make new yearly lows. I hope you had a good day trading. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. And we'll speak prior to the opening on